Hello, darling. Welcome or welcome back. Cellulite in the Tarot, or Hillary for short. I hope that you are doing fantastic. We're going to do the person on your mind and their current feelings and intentions towards you. I'm going to try to keep it quick. And also, I apologize. My air conditioner is very loud, and I'm very triggered by it, which is why I'm wearing the sound earmuffs. Because I'm overstimulated. Okay, let's get into this reading. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Alright. Who's the person on my darling's mind? We have the Page of Pentacles, okay? Could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn here. This person seems to be taking things one day at a time. They do have a very large picture in mind here with this dragon. They feel like it's going to take a while for them to sort of like submit this dragon to their will. I'm curious about what this dragon is. This person also is represented with horns here, the same horns as the dragon. Just heard they feel like they're dragging their feet. Okay. All right. What is this Page of Pentacles? Why are they in this Page of Pentacles energy towards my darling? What is this? Ten of Swords, Knight of Cups. Okay. This is someone that obviously there's history here. There could have been a lot of misunderstandings, they could feel very misunderstood by, I want to be careful with how I'm wording it. I'm hearing both sides of this connection now. So from this person's perspective, in the past they've been like, I have slow walked things. I have taken my time because you're not ready for what you're not ready for. Like, what would have been better for me to rush into something with darling and crash and burn, or, you know, but they also understand that you've had to use an abundance of patience here, and that could have felt painful because you could have been like, I'm not understanding why this person is taking so long, you know, to really produce anything of value here with me. You could have felt like this connection was going nowhere. And I'm only saying that, like, this is supposed to be their energy. I just feel like they're very aware of how slow things have been and how strenuous that would have been on you. They feel like them dragging their feet was painful to you, and also feeling like they had to be rushed was painful to them. I'm not here to pick sides right now. Obviously, if it gets ridiculous, I'll say that, okay? But right now I'm not seeing anything ridiculous. I'm seeing two opposite desires, you know, two opposite states of being, two opposite readinesses, and really no way to meet in the middle here as far as how they're thinking about it. There is definitely a connection here, okay? I have to cover her up because I have not censored these cards yet. I would say that you've been completely vulnerable in this connection. I usually read as like I'm reading for feminine energy. Just how I read. You can flip the roles if you need to, and that doesn't mean female, by the way. It just means the energy. Whoever was the most vulnerable, they recognize that, okay? This person is in a place where they're like, maybe intentionally slow walking things in a different way, where they express their feelings, since he doesn't have a shirt on, but his pants are still on. Whereas in the feminine side of this, she's stark booty naked, okay? So you've been completely vulnerable and exposed to this person. They are trying to be vulnerable in an emotional sense and kind of like moderate the intimate connection at this point. But they do feel the connection. Certainly. Okay. Now, let's see. What is going on for this person? What are their feelings towards you? Well, you make them feel very important. They feel like you truly see them for their capabilities. You make them feel successful. You make them feel good enough exactly as they are. So then I'm confused because at the same time, they felt like you were rushing them, despite feeling like you're someone who really sees them and cherishes them for who they are. Hold on. Let's get some more information here. Okay. What are their feelings towards you? Seven of Wands. They've been very guarded, but also it's two things. I feel like this person gets pulled in multiple directions about you for some reason. I feel like on one hand, they've been very guarded, very resistant, very much like, don't get too close. Don't get too close. At the same time, I also feel like they're trying to stand their ground with you. And I mean like for you. Can you clarify this before I lose my mind? Magician. Five of Cups. Four of Cups is at the bottom. Exactly. This person is trying to find every ounce of willpower to fight for this connection and to fight for you. And I'm not just trying to sugarcoat things. I think this person is looking at their history and they're like, I've put up so many barriers and so many parameters as to when things could move forward and when they wouldn't, when the timing's right, when it wasn't. You know, I've dragged my feet as long as I can and I'm not happy with it. Like, deep in my heart of hearts, I'm not happy with it. I know where I want to be. I know what I want with Darling. I know what would make me happy. And maybe instead of pushing that away out of fear of being left or lost, or that being like a power grab attempt, like this person could have felt like if they were emotionally vulnerable with anyone at any point that they lost their power. And so they have really cherished having sort of the power over when things progress. And this person is just like, I really, maybe by intentionally overly pumping the brakes and slow walking something, it took a toll on this connection in a negative way. And this person is like feeling the urgency. Wow, the way that like got pulled out of me. I wasn't even about to say urgency, I was about to say the urge. But they feel the urgency. Talking about timing. They feel the urgency to do things differently because they don't want to lose you or this connection. This person, it's like the very thing that intimidated them about you, as far as like the amount of power that you would have over them if they were emotionally vulnerable or available or investing in this. They're just like, I feel equally as powerless being without you now because I care about you and I want this and I'm pulled towards it. There's an urgency that I feel, and you make me feel like the most capable and you speak life into me. So what the hell am I doing here? Like, why am I resistant to this? Okay. Now, what has happened that's sort of, I guess we kind of got what happened. Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like I want to dive into the past too much. Let's see how they're viewing you. How are they viewing you right now? Six of Swords, like you're moving forward, like you've had to make a logical decision in your life where you're just like, with or without you, I have to move forward. Like all I know is that waiting around, fighting with you, trying to see when things are going to be more stable, trying to make something solid. All I know is that makes me miserable. I feel like my needs are not being heard or taken into account. I feel like I'm just being dragged behind you in your life. You know, they feel like you're viewing them like that. Like they just dragged you along. And that you're not really having any of it anymore. You're just like, I need I need to know, like, we're going to have a plan for the future, that there's going to be actionable steps to move forward, because I refuse to stay stuck. That shit was miserable for me. They're viewing you as just like, you know it's not going to work for you, and you're willing to move forward with or without them. How else are they viewing you? The Knight of Pentacles and Strength. They view you as very patient. You've been very understanding. They understand how strong you've had to be to wait for them. That you didn't assume the worst, even though you could have. And they understand that your decision to just move forward and be strong, even if it's hard for you to move forward, even if you feel like you've wasted so much of your time, and like the Knight of Pentacles can spend like years really planning and learning something before they do anything with it, you know? Now, once they do something with it, it's the most foolproof plan, the most solid plan ever. But I feel like the way that they're seeing you is just like, at some point you kind of have to cut your losses and just put your big boy, big girl, big no gender underwear on and move forward, because what matters to you in your life and the goals you want to achieve, you're the only one who's going to make it happen. So if you've had to like prioritize what you want to achieve in your life and figure out if this person is going to fit in that or not. And I feel like you've had to say, this person realizes that you've had to say, they might not fit in the picture because they either don't want to, they're not ready to. Either way, I can't force them to be participating or step into a role in my life. Marriage here with the Four of Wands, yeah, moving in together, building a stable connection. You're like, I can't expect someone to do something if they're not ready or willing. And I have been patient and waited long enough personally for me to say, this person just obviously doesn't see me that way. They feel like you don't think that they feel anything here. You've had to make that conclusion yourself, and that was a very hard conclusion for you to come to. But it's the conclusion that you had to draw for yourself in order for you to move forward with yourself. Move forward for yourself. Okay. Sorry guys, my throat hurts. Alright, what are their intentions moving forward with this connection? Ten of Wands, King of Cups, King of Wands, Eight of Wands. And the Tower, sudden and unexpected change. I feel like this person, I think they're going to realize that their hesitation was not a, hey, warning sign, stop, slow down. Their hesitation was their heart calling them to make action, to take action in their life. To see that they could be as capable and available and ready as you saw them to be the whole time. I do see this person taking action, thinking about what they want, thinking about their life purpose, their life mission. We've got lots of passion here, the Wands, over and over and over again. And they're just like, ultimately, my heart is heavy. My heart is heavy. I don't want to live with a heavy heart. I want to do things that make me feel proud and empowered. I want to stand knowing that I am capable, knowing that I can respect myself, I can respect others, I can be available. I have that capacity. I do see this person making a drastic change in their life. And that's intentional from them. I feel like they're the ones calling the shot. It's not like the universe is like destroying their life and then them being like, oh, I should have had darling. Nothing like that. This person is just like, I know what my heart and soul desires. Why would I make it that? It's not that difficult. It's not that freaking difficult. Whatever excuse I'm giving myself as to why this can't work, it's not that difficult. People make things work all the time. I know what my heart and soul wants. It's heavy to carry this desire for darling in me and do nothing about it because of this excuse or that excuse or blah, 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 blah. I can live a life of excuses, or I can find a life of reason. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. Wow, it took a long time, but look at those roots, those deep roots. Okay. Is there any encouragement, validation, anything for darling regarding this connection? I do see like passionate communication with that Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. I'm seeing someone just like laying it all out there. Laying it all out there. Okay. Any validation or suggestions for darling in this situation? Three of Discs. The Emperor and the Queen of Discs. Wow. Princess of Cups. This is about remembering what you also want for your future. Do you still see this person as possibly fitting into that role? If you do, then you need to be open to forgiveness. Obviously with consistency, with someone putting in the effort. You know what a balanced leadership means, both for yourself and another, and as a combined team. The Three of Pentacles is combined effort to make something grow, to build foundation, to plan about the future. You are very aware of that, okay? You're very embodied in that. So Spirit just wants to acknowledge that this is not necessarily out of your control. It's just about what you also want to co-manage. And if that's with this person, you get to decide that, okay? This also feels like you were the exact push that this person needed to really embrace their personal power and authority over their life. Even if you felt like this person minimized your role or minimized the connection, it's been very cherished by this person, okay? Don't minimize your value just because that's easier for you to wrap your head around why someone would do something. Some people do things backwards. Some people express backwards. And we're all on our own journey to figure out how to navigate that. Do not minimize your value just to make something easier to swallow. Okay? I'm going to leave this here. I hope that this reading resonated for you. If it did, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you so freaking much. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing and hyping and all the thingings, okay? I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta.